So I have a new light and it looks really good. Like, there's a little bit of glare on this photo. And this is also the first time that I'm wearing my hair like this. Kind of like it. I used to wear my hair like this in the military, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of traumatized from wearing my hair like this. Actually kind of looks good with the outfit that I have on. Oh, and now my cats picked the perfect time to start fighting. Hey! Hey! Anyway, hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how to wake up early and how to actually enjoy waking up early. I'm sure a lot of people have already made videos on this topic, but personally, I've always been a morning person. My parents never woke me up for school. I would always wake up on my own, and I was also in the military. Not saying that everyone in the military is a morning person, but we've all had our fair share of early mornings. You don't necessarily have to wake up at 5 a.m. like I do, but you can certainly use these tips to wake up at your own desired time. If you're new to my channel, my name is Janelle and I like to make videos about how to improve your life in school or in general, so if that's something that you're interested in doing, then definitely subscribe because I post new videos every week. If you're dedicated to waking up early, I suggest writing this out or writing a list of things that you plan on doing to help yourself wake up early. There are 3 steps to waking up early, and this is kind of simplifying it, but really there's 3 aspects of waking up early that you really need to focus on in order to not only wake up early, but actually enjoy waking up early. I'm gonna be honest here, nobody actually enjoys the act of waking up. People enjoy the things that they do early in the morning. So I'm mainly gonna focus on the 3 things that help me to enjoy my mornings, if that makes sense. The first step is to ask yourself, why do you wanna wake up early? Do you wanna have extra time to do your homework? Do you wanna plan and organize your day, or do you want to make a big breakfast? You could spend that extra time doing your makeup and your hair. I know that some people really care about their appearance, and honestly there's nothing wrong with that. I know that doing my makeup and doing my hair boosts my confidence, so I'm sure that does a lot for you as well. Maybe you want to set aside a little bit of time towards a personal project that you've been working on that you know for a fact you won't want to do at the end of your workday. Personally, I've been doing a little bit of YouTube tasks, whatever that may be, editing, writing, or whatever. Recently, I've been trying to improve my French. I'm trying to be fluent in French, so that's something that I've been working on a little bit here and there in the mornings. And also, I really enjoy how quiet it is. That is one of the biggest things that I look forward to in the morning, just enjoying how quiet it is. I honestly like being the only person awake, and I also like having the time to make myself some coffee. So I would suggest asking yourself, what sort of things can I look forward to doing in the morning? This will help you a lot in motivating you to get up in the morning, because if you don't have something to look forward to, then what's the point of waking up in the first place? And just to hammer this point down, I suggest writing down the top 3 things that you want to get done in the morning. This should help take the decision making out of what you plan to do in the morning, since when we wake up, we tend to be really groggy and totally not suited to make those kinds of decisions. And be specific. For example, if you want to write a book, you want to be specific on how many words you write, or maybe how many minutes you spend writing. The second step to waking up early and actually enjoying waking up early is to sleep better. I mean, this is kind of the elephant in the room. The quality of sleep is one of the most important things when it comes to waking up early. If you plan on waking up at a certain time, count backwards from that time about 7 to 8 hours, and then make the commitment to go to bed at that time no matter what. For those of you who have a hard time sleeping, I suggest going to bed at the same time as well as getting up at the same time, and being very strict about that. I also suggest that you don't do anything while you're in bed. I'd be okay with reading, but most importantly, don't use your phone while you're in bed. I don't really feel like I need to get into all the studies about using your phone in bed and how bad it is for you, but basically it's not good for you. It's not good for your sleep, and if you don't sleep very well, you're not gonna want to wake up in the morning. Some of you will hate me for this, but alcohol negatively affects your sleeping. Sorry, I had to say it. just stating the facts here. I might make a separate video about this because I feel like sleeping and waking up on time are directly related, but I will talk about sleep a little bit more in the next step of this video. And that is actually some tips on how to wake up on time. If you're slowly working your way towards waking up a little bit earlier, I would plan to do it gradually, like doing it in increments. For example, if you plan to wake up at 7 a.m. and you currently wake up at 8 a.m. on a normal basis, maybe tonight you could wake up at 7:45 and do that for a few days. And then after you've gotten a little bit used to the 7:45 wake up, maybe dial it back to 7:30 and so on until you're at 7 a.m. Another tip is to put your phone on the other side of the room, or maybe even a completely different room. If your alarm is your phone, this will serve two purposes. If you're putting your phone in another room, obviously you're not using your phone right before you go to bed, which is better for you, as I've mentioned before. And the second purpose would be if your alarm goes off, you're gonna have to get up and turn it off. And that takes the effort out of having to get up in the morning because you're kind of forced to. Another tip is to invest in a sunrise alarm clock. These are alarm clocks that will gradually turn on this light that simulates like daylight or something, or like a sunrise. I personally have one of these. You may have seen it in my morning routine, but I actually didn't mention it then. But you basically set it for a time, and then I think it takes about 30 minutes for it to slowly get bright enough for you to wake up. I kind of like it because it's like a gentle wake up that is not like a loud alarm or something. Sometimes the sunrise alarm clock wakes me up on its own. It's kind of a good backup for me. I still use a sound alarm clock. For those of you who are heavy sleepers or who sleep through their alarms, I have read somewhere that you feel less refreshed when you're jolted awake by a loud alarm. And even if I'm imagining that, I legitimately do feel slightly more exhausted when I'm jolted awake. So I always personally recommend alarms with softer noises. That's good for your partner as well. But I understand that some of you have a hard time waking up when your alarm is a little bit on the quieter side. Part of the reason why you might need a loud alarm is because your body isn't used to waking up at this time, or you didn't get enough sleep, and as a result you're in the wrong stage of your sleep cycle. Basically, we as humans go through about 4 to 6 sleep cycles a night, and within each sleep cycle there's about 5 stages, and these stages range from light sleep to very deep sleep. It is very hard to wake someone up when they're in stages 3 or 4. So this might be part of the reason why when you try to wake up early, you basically feel miserable and think that you're not a morning person. So basically what I'm saying is just work on sleeping better, getting to bed on time and all that, and hopefully that will help you in waking up better. There are also some alarms that are good alternatives to using a loud alarm. Like I've mentioned before, I also use a sunrise clock on top of my sound alarm, and there's also alarm clocks that will vibrate or shake you awake. And in relation to that whole sleep cycle thing, I don't suggest hitting the snooze alarm. Trust me, you'll feel worse, because what this does is you start another sleep cycle, and then when your alarm goes off again, you might possibly be in one of those stages that I said was really hard to wake people up, like stage 3 or 4. So don't let your brain trick you into thinking that you'll feel better, because you will definitely feel worse. Another tip is to wake up at the same time on the weekends. I know it's really nice to sleep in on the weekends, and I still do it sometimes, but most of the time I still enjoy waking up early on the weekends, because then I feel like I have more time to do the things that I enjoy, like playing video games or watching TV or making breakfast. Like, I love making breakfast on the weekends. Another huge tip that I suggest and that I personally have a problem with is not checking social media. And also, don't watch the news first thing. Social media, especially now with everything that is going on, is just a breeding ground for negative emotions. And the same reason for watching the news. I don't even have to get into detail as to why, but basically it's not good for your overall mood in the morning. I wouldn't expect anyone to enjoy their morning if the first thing that they do is check social media and see all of these things and like start comparing themselves to everyone. And then on top of that, you get caught up scrolling through Instagram or whatever, and you basically woke up for no reason because you just wasted an hour on Instagram. Instead, I suggest planning to do something productive in your morning. I already mentioned earlier that it might help to write down a few things the night before so that you don't have to make the decision in the morning. I feel like ticking off one task will help put you in the productive mood, and even if you don't get in a productive mood after ticking off that task, you've still gotten at least one thing done in your day. But chances are you'll want to accomplish more things after you've completed one task. Lastly, get rid of that negative mindset. When you keep thinking stuff like, this sucks, it's so early and I hate this, that's just a one-way ticket to crawling back into bed and going right back to sleep. But when you have a more positive outlook, you're more likely to enjoy your morning. So try and turn that mindset around and start telling yourself things like, I can accomplish so much today, or I get to wake up and do work before anyone else gets the chance. Be proud of being a morning person, and don't make that excuse that you're not a morning person, because you can literally train yourself to wake up earlier. Honestly, it might suck in the beginning, but trust me, it gets easier. You're gonna feel so much better after a couple weeks of doing this, and soon you'll be able to call yourself a morning person. And that is it. I think in short, there are only a couple things that you really need to focus on when it comes to waking up early and actually enjoying waking up early. And that is to figure out why you want to wake up early, like have something to look forward to, work on getting better sleep. That is a huge thing and something that people tend to overlook. And then finally, have a positive mindset about waking up early. Don't think things like, I am not a morning person. You can be a morning person. Anyone can be a morning person if you work on these things. Have faith in yourself. You can do it. I believe that anyone can do anything. You really have to want it and have a plan for yourself and all that. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you have any video suggestions, leave them in the comments below, and subscribe because I post new videos every Sunday at 9 a.m. And if you're a forgetful person like I am, click that notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.